The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
What's up, guys? Yeah, don't mind the pick, please. If you're offended by a pick, too bad. The Avatar music, too bad. It's a great Avatar. What's up? AW Air Warrior. What's up on this beautiful Sunday, Easter Sunday? Hope you're all having a good Easter if you celebrate it. I hope you're having good holidays, whatever. And I hope you're having a fun time. All right. So yeah, Let's Talk Pop will come back this week. I'll definitely bring it back this week. Don't worry. The chicken little break. Things got in the way, but we'll definitely go. Let's Talk Pop will come back this week. But I have to get this. Stream out of the way before Wednesday, whatever. But I was, originally I was gonna do this Thursday, but I decided not to. This is the X-Men '97 Season 1, Episode 3 spoiler review. Yes, spoiler review. This stream will contain spoilers. So, if you don't want to be spoiled and you have not seen this episode or you have not seen the show, I advise you, unless you don't care, do not watch the stream. Okay? If you do not care, fine, watch this. You can watch the stream. It's up to you, really. But if you do care, do not watch the stream because there will be spoilers, heavy spoilers in this review. Heavy spoilers, and we're going to talk about this episode. And always feel free to comment, whether on YouTube, whether you're watching on YouTube, or you're watching on X, Twitter. Okay? Feel free to comment, ask questions, comment your thoughts, do all that. Before we get into the spoiler review, I sent an invite. You know what? I gotta do more invitations. Whoops. Just be right back. Before we get into this, as I do some invites to the show, if you want to come on. If you're new and you see what you like, make sure to subscribe. Please. If you see what you like. If you're not new and you like what you see, do the typical. Okay, no, I don't need to do that. Do the typical. Like the stream. Sorry, I'm a little busy. Little busy. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, for your new, if you see what you like, new subscribers, smash the like button and subscribe. If you're a current subscriber, smash the like button. Okay. And as we get to the next part, if you like I said, if you like what you see and you want to share this out, help my channel grow, feel free to share this on all social media platforms. Doesn't matter which one you use, whether it's X/Twitter, Meta, use previous Facebook, Instagram, if you use Threads, if you use Blue Sky, or whatever social media platform you use, feel free to share this out, this stream. I really would appreciate it. Okay. All right. Let's get into this episode. Episode 3 of the first season, X-Men '97. Once again, the show is amazing. After the first 2 episodes, how could this show capitalize on the first 2 episodes after a great opening first 2 episodes? First 2 episodes of the sequel series to the original X-Men series from the 90s. Well, it just did. Episode 3 just did. Episode 3 was a phenomenal episode. Sad episode. But a great episode. Episode 3, introduced us to a familiar comic book character, if you know the comic books, okay? And a returning villain from the original show, and a villain you know the comic books too from the X-Men lore. But okay. Now, if you've seen the episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's talk about the end of episode 2. The end of episode 2 left with a cliffhanger, right? Cliffhanger. If you remember, it seems like Jean Grey and Scott had their son Nathan, right? All of a sudden, the end of the episode, the doorbell rang. Morph goes, opens it, the door. And all of a sudden, there's apparently Jean Grey at the door. But how can that be? Jean Grey just had a baby with Scott, but Jean Grey's at the door. And the end of the episode, right? Well, this episode continues off that cliffhanger, of course, as it should. Right? As it should. And something doesn't add up. Who is the real Jean Grey? Is it the one that appears at the door who's struggling to get her memories, whatever? Or is it the one who just had a child with Scott? So, what they did, taking the Jean Grey that's just arrived at the door, taking her to the mansion, and it obviously took her to a lab where Beast could run some tests on her to see who she is. And it turns out that Jean Grey, the one appears at the door in episode 2, is the real Jean Grey. And the one Scott had a child with that has the baby, Nathan, is the clone. It's a clone. And now the distrust among the rest of the X-Men in the clone Jean Grey was showing. They didn't know if they could trust her because she was not the real Jean Grey. And even Scott, to a point, oh my, couldn't trust. Didn't know. How can this be? She didn't really fully trust. He didn't understand, right? He is confused. There's no sense to this, right? Right? No sense to how. And so Jean Grey takes the child and goes, the clone Jean Grey goes to the bedroom, not the child's bedroom, because the parents' bedroom, because they have the crib in their master bedroom in the manor. And then all of a sudden, the baby monitor, right? Parents have baby monitors. They hear the child, right? They keep one downstairs. They keep one near the child in the crib. All of a sudden, that baby monitor was kind of being hacked a little by a voice, a very sinister voice. Yes, a very sinister voice. Hi, thanks. Oh, hi. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. A very sinister voice. And yes, Mr. Sinister. And Mr. Sinister is revealed, right? That Mr. Sinister had the original Jean Grey in captive and cloned that Jean Grey. And so he's one responsible for the creation of Jean Grey that Scott had the child with, and he had a master plan. The reason why he wanted them to mate and have the child, right? Even though they're clones, they still share the same genetic makeup, right? Right? Okay. And so Mr. Sinister had a plan, right? Because if you know from the original show, from the sequel to this show, Mr. Sinister always had his goals, that his dreams, his experiments, he always went involve Cyclops and Jean Grey, and Jean Grey. Always wanted to involve them in some way, okay? Always. Okay? And then all of a sudden, as the action were discussing this, and while at the beginning of the film, Beast was close to fixing Bishop's time traveling device, right? Where Bishop could go back to his time. And that does play later on in the film, or not the film. Not film. I just smacked my forehead for calling it a film. The episode. I'm an idiot. Okay. While that was going on, Jean Grey in the bedroom, the clone Grey, Jean Grey, all of a sudden, Sinister was able to tap into her powers. She was able to use something to tap into her powers. And all of a sudden, Jean Grey was able to, that clone Jean Grey was able to use her powers, psychic powers, to create a new form, a new costume, right, of herself. And while that was going on, odd things were going in the manor, right? As you know, in the past two episodes, Magneto and Rogue were kind of having a relationship, which Gambit saw and was heartbroken. That plays into this episode. You see Wolverine and Forge. Well, it's Jubilee and the guy who becomes Sunspot was there. I forgot what his name was. What's the Sunspot's character's name again? From the first episode. I forget his name. But they were watching TV, and as clone Jean was using her powers, somehow she was his fear, right? I was about to say his fear of his parents being rejected by his parents for being a mutant was there, right? And what happened was, once they got over that, they went to try to take on the clone Jean Grey, right? Of course, they were no match for the clone Jean Grey. What happened was the way they were able to get out of it was the real Jean Grey, who was still, in the lab room, lying down, not fully, not fully strength, not fully. She's able to use tap into powers to ward off the clone Jean Grey. But the thing is, that Jean Grey with their new costume, as you saw in my thumbnail, manages takes Nathan with her to where Sinister is, where Mr. Sinister is. Where his base of operations, where he's conducting his experiments, where he needs Nathan's. Hey, woke blinded. I sent you a link on Discord, by the way. His experience where he needs Nathan. Okay. Now they needed a plan. They needed a plan to save Nathan and take down Mr. Sinister, Nathan Essex. So the team was Magneto and Cyclops, right? I forget who else went on the team. Some went to confront, and some went to stay. Okay, I forget who went where and where. I know Magneto, Cyclops. Obviously, Cyclops will go where Mr. Sinister is. Magneto went. Who was the other ones? I know Beast stayed. Because he had to stay there. Manpower, yeah, we'll get to that. Had to stay there, right? Because to monitor the real Jean Grey's progress, whatever. I think, yeah, Jubilee stayed. I'm not sure if Rogue went. Rogue might have rent. Wolverine. No, Forge rent. I know Forge rent, right? Forge rent. I know Forge rent. And the clone Jean Grey, expected arrival. He named herself the Goblin Queen. Now here's the thing: if you're this, I knew about this. Degrassi knew about this, about the Goblin Queen Man Empire before the show, because there were action figures. If the X-Men '97 action figures released ahead of time, basically spoiling that we're gonna get Man Empire, the Goblin Queen. Okay. And also that there was gonna be baby Nathan in the show. So I knew about this before the episode, to be honest with you, because I knew this was gonna happen in the show. Okay. Okay. Okay, so my main man blinded. Okay, Wolverine.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? What's up? How's the hiatus from not blind? How's the hiatus from X treating you?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, I left permanently. I'm
I know.
not going back. But my account's been deleted. I said goodbye. So yeah, I'm not. I posted a video on it. That video actually did pretty
Yeah.
well. So
So yeah, that's good. I know I've seen you still around on YouTube for once in a while.
yeah, I try to now interact more on YouTube because I know that, I left a bunch of group chats and things like that. But yeah.
Yeah, there's some toxic stuff on YouTube, but I want to get away from. I'm not going to get away from X. I just want to reduce I guess I just want to reduce my time on it.
Yeah. I kind of wish YouTube would make community posts more,
Yes.
like actually put some effort into it, because you wouldn't need Twitter because then we would just all stay on YouTube.
You know what the problem with community posts is? When you post a community, right? It's an announcement or something in the community section, right? You can put pictures, GIFs, stuff like that. But when we reply, you can't.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I also wish you can upload like mini videos too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, YouTube has, I mean, so far I feel like they've been actually doing pretty well. I think the algorithm has definitely gotten better. Like now, I would say now is the time to start making videos, whether they're shorts or, regular videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still think the one thing they got to work on is definitely live streams. Apparently, if you actually do vertical live streams, you actually might have better discoverability. Yeah. Yeah, because they have
Is there a way to do that on
vertical.
StreamYard?
Not that I know of. No, you got to do it in either OBS or you got to do it in the YouTube live. Live app. Yeah.
Okay. I do have OBS, so I know how to work OBS. Don't like the stream. Don't. I've done with some video games before. You just don't. You don't need. You just don't use. It's basically the same thing. You just don't use the video game. You just put a stream key in, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done an OBS. I'm glad you're here. I know. I've been a little bit. I haven't done Let's Talk Pop. I know there's been some news. I'm not gonna really talk about it. I just know like all the Spider-Man 4 stuff is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on anymore, so you're gonna have to tell me.
I will as we get into X-Men in a bit, right? I was like reading something that supposedly Spider-Man 4 is supposed to be about like kind of like how nobody knows who he is. It's kind of like how Robert Pattinson's Batman is. He's just gonna be focused on Spider-Man, not be Peter Parker. I'm like, fuck! Don't make him like the Batman. Fuck, Bruce Wayne is different, a totally different character than Peter Parker.
I mean, they kind of have to, unless they reintroduce a new supporting cast of characters.
Do that.
I hope they don't bring back MJ. Like, I think they should go for another romantic lead.
Here's the thing: the difference between Bruce Wayne and Peter Parker. Bruce Wayne doesn't really mind being he'd rather be Batman. Okay,
right.
And Peter Parker, yeah, he loves being Spider-Man, but I think he's more open to having a personal, like a life, more of a life outside I think he'd rather have a life and not be Spider-Man, but he does it because he's a
Well, yeah,
little
he's the working class superhero.
yeah. Where Batman is Bruce Wayne specifically, yeah. If even during the daytime as Bruce Wayne, he's really being Batman. Everything he's all undercover the whole time. He's Batman 24/7.
Hmm.
No, oh, is he Bizarro? I still don't even think. I think I. But yeah, let's talk about X.
For
He said I don't have heard anything about that. But if he's playing two characters, I mean, I assume Bizarro.
2 characters.
If he's playing Super, wouldn't it be logical to be playing a Bizarro maybe, too?
If I mean, that seems like a lot. Bizarro's now in it.
I don't. I wonder how James Gunn would do Bizarro. I love like Bizarro from the comics or from the show. Me
Mhm.
hero.
They almost had Bizarro in Superman 4.
Oh, and they went Nuclear Man.
Yeah.
Was Nuclear Man was just made up for the? He was not a comic book character. He was just made for the movie, right?
I'm not sure. I don't think he was a. Doesn't ring any bells. So
Yeah.
Degrassi
do you
probably
know?
knows.
Yeah. That was just Superman 3 and 4. Oh my god. They use
Yeah, 4
characters
is
they
they
use
messed up 4.
they use characters we never heard of, like in 3 and 4.
Yeah, and Superman 3, it's not even really Superman movie. It's stupid. It's just like
No.
Richard Pryor doing a bunch of bull crap. It's dumb.
Okay, yeah, created for the movie. So
Oh, okay.
so I pretty much described the episode up to a point, and then
Mhm.
okay, but what did you hear? Because I want to get your thoughts.
What did I hear? I watched the episode.
Yeah, what did you hear from me? Like when I was before you came on.
Oh, I haven't heard. I didn't hear. I just
Oh,
yeah.
so I pretty much went what happened, right? Okay, we'll talk about it. Like I have a lot of time. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we look if you saw the episodes, obviously, so you know what happens in episode 2,
Mhm.
the end. Jean Grey
Right.
shows up, right? Is she? How is this possible? How is this possible? There's two Jean Greys. One had a child with Scott, and this one just showed up at the door. We go to the beginning of this episode. They do some tests on that Jean Grey to see how it's possible. Turns out that's the real Jean Grey, and that the one Scott has a child with is potentially a clone. It's the clone Jean Grey, right?
Mhm.
That's the. I love that twist. I like how the X-Men didn't really trust her after that. They didn't, but some of them didn't really trust the clone Jean Grey,
Right.
right? Because and then she takes the child to the bedroom. Scott goes after her. She wants to be alone, and then we hear the voice on the baby monitor, and we all know who that voice was. We all know who's gonna be in this episode. We all knew. If you knew from episode 2, we all know if there's two Jean Greys, there's obviously gonna be the return of Mr. Sinister.
Mhm.
Because I know you haven't watched the X-Men show from the 90s.
Well, I watched a couple of recap stuff, so I know what
Okay.
happened in it. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's obsessed with that bloodline,
Yeah.
right? Right? He's
Yeah, and
obsessed.
I mean that's also in the comic. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And so, while the X-Men were, some of them were disgusting and where they were monitoring Jean, some of them were doing their own business. You know, like Jubilee and Sunspot. You know, we're just
Mhm.
watching it on TV. Jean, that clone Jean Grey was hearing Mr. Sinister's voice, and Mr. is obviously Sinister. It was a plot to infiltrate the mansion, well, specifically Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Mhm.
Specifically Cyclops, because he needed Cyclops' bloodline, and to do that is through the child, obviously. And then he was able to open up something in that Jean Grey where she's able to use her powers to change her attire to all dark black and stuff. Now, if you don't know the comics, this character she calls herself the Goblin Queen,
Mhm.
which is a funny name because like there's goblin like characters in Marvel, like Hobgoblin, Green Goblin, but I don't think they
Right.
bow down to her. Especially Green Goblin. Green Goblin would not bow down to her. But if you know the comics, at the end of the episode, it's revealed that she's going to be called Madam Pryor,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, isn't she part of the Hellfire
Club, yes.
club? So yeah, she's probably gonna come back again.
And well, in the X-Men series '92, Jean Grey, the original Jean Grey, kind of does get deceived as the Phoenix enjoying the Hellfire Club.
Hmm.
But now since they have a clone, now the thing is, if I don't know, this is obviously this. If we're talking Hellfire Club, does Emma Frost go to? Does she reform, become a good guy in the show? Because
Hmm.
she, right,
Hmm.
right, like always because I don't know if they're gonna go. Like, that may be a long time off because we all know Emma Frost does become a good guy in the show,
Right.
and she's in the original '90s show, obviously, but she was very powerful. Clone Great Jean Grey, the Goblin Queen. Obviously, what she did in this episode, right? Uh, and especially in the manner she made, obviously sunspots. What she did a sunspot make her mother, it looks like her mother's coming out of the TV.
Hmm.
And you know, sunspot in the first episode, his parents kind of disowned him for being a mutant, and that's what kind of happened.
Well, I think they don't know he's a mutant.
Oh yeah, they don't know he's a mutant. Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
afraid. Yeah. Um. What else? Well, okay. People are gonna get. I know there's some people on a certain side of view with political views. You're gonna get upset with the Wolverine and Morph thing in the shower.
Um, would people really get mad at that? I mean, the show is kind of like there is some innuendos that are pretty funny
Yes,
in the show that I
this
wasn't expecting, but
this show's. I'll say this. Even though this is a sequel, this show has kind of upped the. I'll say the maturity level a little bit
yeah, definitely.
compared to the original show.
Which
Def-
they definitely knew because they know like a lot more.
yeah,
There's gonna be a lot more adults, probably,
yeah.
they got their own kids that grew up on this cartoon, so
Huge. No. I'll say this: the Rotten Tomato score is not 100% anymore in the critics.
yeah, I did see that. But who cares? The show's really good.
It's 98%. Right? A big drop.
I'm surprised how good it actually is. I wasn't expecting it to be this. Like the episode is paced really well. The writing's pretty good.
Yeah.
The attention to detail, the character interactions, the jokes,
It's
and
it's
the
the best.
animation. It's really good.
It's the best MCU stuff in a while.
Well, I would just say the best Marvel stuff in a while because I don't want
Uh,
this anywhere near associated with the MCU. I don't care if it is produced by
I
Kevin
don't.
Feige and them.
Well, it's a good. I don't think it is produced by Kevin Feige, but I can tell you one thing: I don't think he's worked on it at all.
Yeah, I don't
Really?
know how to what extent their oversight was, but at best, much like Spider-Verse. No, yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's your opinion, so I I can understand.
I don't know. That Screen Crush video, I watched it. Some of the stuff is off though.
The live action stuff, to be honest, I don't know if this should be like the I don't know if I want the MCU X-Men to follow this uh style. I'm like conflicted.
Yeah.
I'm because then I just feel like then it's just we're getting more of the same. And to be honest, I think they should probably do something a little different with the MCU version of X-Men. Um, I mean, I
Um,
think maybe they should. If I was Marvel, I mean, it might be really confusing, but I think they should maybe jump like far into the future and already have like a lot of the X-Men established and do
and
something a lot more.
my
Uh,
thing, in my thing of Marvel, if you can't in the universe, if they end up in the 616 universe, don't do the thing where people hate mutants because there's people already seen people with powers.
well, I think it has to be different. I think it has to,
Yeah,
because the
has to
thing
be.
is, you can't get away from that at all, right?
Yeah,
You can't. People are gonna hate mutants, but I think it needs to be for a
I
different
just
reason. I think it needs to be
yeah,
maybe the X-Men, because I know in the I don't I'm gonna butcher the name
it
because
can't
like
be
the
it can't be the powers reason why they have powers because you've seen already heroes with powers. It can't
in
be
the
that.
Krakoa arc that has been recently going on, which I know some people are not a fan of. I think the idea of it like I think it's a lot more interesting. I could see that in the MCU where the X-Men sort of establish themselves as their own, they have their own country now and mutants can live on, but
Yes,
they're
yes, they
still
do.
they
Yeah.
they still have a massive conflict and they're
It,
kind of like a little bit arrogant and they're also trying to prevent something from the future. They're trying to prevent, sorry, this sentinel who like will hunt down every single
mm-hmm,
mutant and kill them.
mm-hmm.
I think some of the ideas of the comic, because I just been sort of doing some research on it, because I want to read it, but I know a lot of people are not a fan of it. And to be honest, I think some of it sounds interesting. Some of it does sound a little bit confusing. Oh yeah. Oh man, you ain't getting that Canadian 40, bub. Come
I thought it
on,
was
man.
20. Oh,
Oh,
420.
well, it's two,
Okay.
for Doctor Doom and Deadpool. Deadpool, I don't think will make $1 billion.
I mean, no, beating up thugs in the street is not dark, man.
Well,
It's pretty.
the Storm arc is from the comic. The
Yeah,
Life and Death, is it Life and Death, I think, with
yeah,
Forge. Yeah, so and we saw Forge at the ending of this episode, so they're
yeah.
definitely doing that character arc with Storm. So
It, it's see, yeah, they have to find a different way to hate mutants. It can't be this power thing. Like, it can't be this
no, it
power.
has to. I think it has to either be there has to be something different, something. That's what I'm saying. If you have like the Cocoa or whatever it's called established already in the MCU, and that's what causes
And
conflict, I mean that might be super controversial because I can already see some
don't
parallels to real life,
don't
but
make it Magneto.
um, and I mean that would make Magneto not the villain. By the
Yeah,
way, that's something they have
I
to.
think I
I
think
don't
they
really
need to
want to
change.
see repeated all the again, but
I think they
they're
need
gonna
to
have to.
change. Yeah, they need to change for Magneto as someone. Hey, Max, Magneto. Go with somebody new.
We'll go with the. I think the superhero stuff needs to go like the whole black and white, where the villains and the bad guys in the MCU. I think it just needs a change. Like the X-Men, the more recent X-Men stuff, I feel like is a little bit more refreshing, even if it is controversial.
Mojo.
Like something along those lines could work in the
I
MCU.
I would love to see Mojo. Mojo's
But I
hilarious.
think the most likeliest thing they're gonna do is Avengers versus X-Men. They're gonna have to do something like that. And that's where they could get potentially why people hate mutants. Because the Avengers, I mean, if the Avengers are going up against the X-Men, the Avengers save the world,
Bro,
right? So
There
that
has to be
right there.
somebody. There has to be somebody who manipulates that. It'd be like kind of like Civil War, where you have Zemo manipulate that whole Avengers Civil War. There have to be somebody has to be manipulating all that between Avengers and X Men.
Right. I mean, this is gonna
Like,
take some
you
time.
know
I think.
who's perfect? Who's perfect for that? Who wants to take over the world and get both mutants and the Avengers out of the way? Apocalypse.
Yeah, I don't think they should do Apocalypse right away either.
I know, but I think that's a perfect
I
idea for
think they
your.
should. I think they should. Any character who or any villain that already appeared in the Fox stuff, don't do them right away because it's just gonna feel redundant. And they already did the Dark Phoenix story twice, and they
And it
butchered
both
it.
sucked.
Yeah, and it's like, eh, honestly, I'm not even that excited for the MCU X-Men. Just because like this show, what makes it refreshing is the fact that it's not connected to the MCU. It's doing right from the comic. It's classic Marvel style. And honestly, I think they should do more animations. Why can't they bring back Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes? That's a show that everybody loves. It was very similar to this show. It's just more contemporary in modern
Yeah.
times. And honestly, they should probably bring back the old Spider-Man 90s cartoon as well and just honestly, I think Marvel needs to like take a step back from the live action stuff, unless it's Secret Wars. Uh,
You mean TV? Because they're doing a lot of. They're gonna keep doing
and
movies.
TV well, no, even movies too. Movies they need to like, we need like seriously. I keep saying this. We need like several years off where there's like no Marvel movie, like just
They're
have like
never gonna
do
do that.
what. Well, the Star Wars is doing it. Why can't Marvel do it? Because at this point. I think they're just oversaturating their market. Like so many people are not happy with what the MCU is right now, and I can't blame them. Like it's not exciting anymore.
I freshman year.
Yeah, I know they're doing that, but they can always go back to Spider-Man night, the 90s cartoon. And on
Hmm.
top of that too, the Ultimate Spider-Man that we have right now in the comic, a lot of people like that. The Ultimate Comics, both Black Panther and X-Men. I mean, the X-Men one is not X-Men. It's totally different, but I mean, it's still interesting. I like it when they do something new, instead of it just being like we're gonna just do the same old, same old. It's kind of boring.
Yeah. But like I was gonna say, this episode was good, but was sad too.
Hmm.
The ending with the virus to the baby,
Yeah. I
Nathan,
mean,
and this
well, it sets up, the problem that Cable has, because that
yeah,
thing is the technovirus, that lasts his whole life.
yeah,
So,
that's so it's obvious now. Mister Sinister is responsible for that virus,
right.
right? Um, right. Uh, so they have to go to the future because they fixed Bishop's whatever time device, whatever it's called. So he gets able to take Nathan to the future. It's funny though. It's funny because I know you haven't watched all the episodes, but in the X-Men series, Nathan and Bishop, Cable and Bishop,
Hmm.
there's an episode where they kind of fight each other
Right.
because of different things affect the timeline. And
Hmm.
it's funny though. It's funny. It's like they fight each other, but I'm gonna have to save this. But now we have to
Eventually has to
save.
save him.
Yeah,
Which, yeah, might be what the next episode's about.
yeah. Now it's sad. Obviously, Magneto, man, I never see Magneto in the show get manhandled like that. Oof.
Yeah. The action sequences in the show, the animation,
Yeah,
especially when they were fighting in that like fiery hell pit, that was pretty cool.
yeah. Oh yeah, when she Hell Illusion and all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, of course, it's a great show. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, could you imagine if they brought that back with a similar style to this show? Like
Mm-hmm.
they can get really freaking creative with the animation.
They should
This is
be.
also another thing too, like when you watch the animation of the show, you can't do this in live action. You'll never be
No,
able to do this. Like the live action is going to have its own style and it's got to confine to the rules of, reality to some degree. Like it has to be believable. But with animation, you can kind of get away with a lot of things. And this show definitely does that. Especially with the characters' powers. So I miss when DC and Marvel was just the animation. I feel like they've sort of gotten away from that. Either DC oversaturated their animation movies and now it's sort of bland. Like I haven't watched like the last one I watched was
Marvel.
Injustice and that was terrible.
Marvel did a lot. Barely did any animated movies. Barely.
Yeah, they barely did.
And
But the
DC
one
was
but the
all
ones
that.
that they did, some of them were still like people still talk about them to this day. It's
Hmm.
just they have more of a cult following. They're not super popular. Like
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that Doctor Strange movie that they did? Most people don't even remember that.
There was a Iron Man movie that they said was gonna be a animation movie that was kind of canon to the first Iron Man movie.
Mm.
As
Yeah,
was
and
like
they have a Wolverine
yeah,
anime
yeah.
show.
That
Yeah.
Iron Man animated movie, the villain was supposedly the son of the villain in Obadiah Stane, whatever
Right.
Stane, right?
Obadiah Stane.
Obadiah Stane, yeah. But I don't think that's canon anymore. But it was supposedly
No, yeah.
makes you think.
Yeah, they used to do things like that.
What?
I don't see why we can't get more animation stuff. Especially if this is popular. I did see some like YouTube videos. Like I didn't watch the video, but in their thumbnail, people are saying that they like I don't know, they fudge the numbers on the views. I don't fucking know.
They don't know. No, they did. X Men. You know how popular X Men is? Uh, uh,
Yeah.
well, like, fudge the numbers because people don't want
I don't know how true
people
that
don't
is,
want
like I said.
people. people don't want a show to succeed, and
I don't see why they don't want this show to succeed. I feel like it has.
it's because it's supposedly woke, right?
I don't know. I don't see how it's woke. I really don't see
I
how it's
mean,
woke. There's no preachiness. There's nothing. There's really I can't like the only thing that I said the last episode is definitely when they were at that you know Congress
I
and the
agree.
rally. That but the thing is it's like that's
Normal.
like
That happens in real life.
like the it's really annoying when people are like this is similar to what's current day and then you're like yeah but it's not current day. Like all these things have been going on for quite some time now. So
yeah.
you know it's just kind of
You know
annoying where it's
what?
like what else are they gonna
You know
do,
what they
right?
call? You know people who say that about X-Men. You know what Tony calls them? Comic book tourists. We have a term for that. Comic book
Well, it's
tourists.
just people who complain about this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the fact, yes, they do make money off this, but if you're like constantly like these people who absolutely hate everything that's being done, why even watch it to begin with? I
Because I
mean,
have
that
to. Because my fans want me to try. Because they do it.
well, this is what I'm saying. It's about the money thing, but like,
Yeah.
uh, I don't even really understand the people who are watching it and still
That you know,
hating
Fibber,
it.
there is a little bit multiverse in the Spider-Man animation. I know you. I know
Yeah,
you
there
remember that.
was.
And the
Yeah.
ending of that show was multiverse. Because they had
I
those
mean,
different
that's
Spider-Man.
fine. I mean, they can.
I know you
I
remember.
I I don't know. They should just this is the stuff that I feel like we're missing. When they Earth, same thing with Earth Mightiest Heroes, man. That show, man, like that's still my favorite Marvel show. Like I go back and watch that every once in a while
My
because it's
favorite
so
Spider-Man.
well written.
Spider-Man.
Uh,
I wish instead of freshman year, they should have continued Spider-Man sequel series, stuff like that.
well, they still can. I mean, freshman year
Quickly.
is just like an alternative to the
I
MCU.
mean, in freshman year, in Spider-Man in the series, he was basically a college student, right? So
Mm,
he could be an adult this time now, right?
yeah, they can do a bunch of storylines. So.
Here's the thing: don't plan for season 4 or 5. You got to make it there first.
Well, I mean, if they already got 2 seasons done and they're gonna write the third one, I mean, the thing is, they're
Well,
following the
that's true,
comics.
Jesse.
Oh, what is it called now?
I don't know. But I know, but like if you're planning for like 4 or 5 down the head, see it's 4 or 5 down the road. Uh,
Oh wait, is he talking about Earth Mightiest Heroes? What was he
are
talking
you
about?
sure third season is written? Or they put somebody else in charge since they fired that guy?
Oh well, hey, at least it's good. They got the third season written. I mean, the animation and all that stuff's
Yeah.
gonna take some time, but doesn't matter, right?
So could a fourth season possibly now with the new writers with the guys gone? I know there's conflict with that guy, but if there's somebody new,
I
so
mean,
like
if they are watching the reaction of people and it's
mhm.
positive, just continue with the show.
This is
Oh
a
right,
better
your friendly
title.
neighborhood Spider-Man.
It's a better
Okay.
title than freshman year.
Well, I wonder if
Spider-Man
that's they changed the title because they might not
No,
do
I
all
think
the high school years.
Spider-Man freshman year sounds like one of those high school
Well, to
sitcom
me, it sounds
shows.
like you would have to change the name of the
No,
show every
I
season.
know. It just sounds like you know what it sounds like? It sounds like high school sitcoms, but as a superhero movie show,
All right.
like a superhero sitcom in high school and college.
Well, I
It's like
mean, it's trying to be like the MCU Spider-Man. It's
it
just
sounds
an
like
alternative
sounds like
history.
Fresh Prince of Bel Air with no, not Fresh Prince. Saved by the Bell when they went to college, the college years.
Right.
Saved by the Bell college years, just with superheroes with Spider-Man involved. That's what the title
Oh, it
sounds
makes
like.
sense.
Can you imagine? See, like I like me. I don't think Zendaya should come back. Honestly, I think here's
No, I think she should come back at the ending of the trilogy.
here's the thing is you don't. Here's my thing. That scene in No Way Home when he goes where she works, where Ned is. You don't do that scene if you plan to bring her back.
Yeah, but
'Cause-
they're like the thing is they're just scared. They're like,
yeah,
oh, if we don't have Zendaya, Zendaya's a big star.
yeah,
But no, put another female lead
nice, yeah.
and make it more
Hey, you know what you do? You know what you
interesting.
do? Like, why not make Black Cat? Now, Black Cat, let's all agree, is a whip-off of Catwoman.
Right.
Like, very similar, right? Cat like villain, thief, thing with the hero. Now, the difference between Black Cat and Catwoman, I think Black Cat really is more in love with Spider-Man more than Peter Parker, where Catwoman kind of is involved with kind of the person under the mask, under Batman, and what makes Batman. So she kind of falls in love with Bruce Wayne, right?
Mm.
Right. That's kind of the difference.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think it
want.
should be Black Cat, or
Here's if
I don't
she's
know
gonna
if the
lead,
MC wants to do a Gwen Stacy, but
if she's gonna lead, turn her into a hero. Find a way to make her a hero.
MJ, no,
But if she's
no.
gonna lead, right, make her. She has to become one, right?
If she's just gonna be in the lead, just then it should just be what she was
Here's the
doing
thing.
before.
No. Spider-Man.
Don't make her a hero. That whole MJ being like a spider person it doesn't work.
Then you don't do that. You don't make the main hero the second. You don't do that. It's Spider-Man. It's a Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man has to be first, not second.
Well, here's the thing. Wait, say that again.
I'm saying, like, if she's gonna be lead and Tom Holland's gonna be not the lead and Spider-Man's gonna be not be technically the lead, I'm against that because it's a Spider-Man movie. It's in its title. Spider-Man should be the lead.
Wait a minute. I just got what he just was saying. So you're saying that MJ is going to be the lead of the movie, not Spider-Man?
See, that's
Is that what you're saying? I don't think
Yeah.
that's going to work. I don't know. I don't really believe
I know.
that.
You see, if you like, I'm sorry. If the movie's called Batman, I'm sorry, but Catwoman is not being the lead. Batman is the lead.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't really believe that anyway.
You think Miles Morales? Are you sure?
Miles Morales is probably going to appear sooner in the MCU than we think.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. My 11-year-old cousin is going to see Deadpool.
Oh man.
I think there is an audience for Deadpool. Because of the X-Men. Because of the X-Men.
Right.
He's seeing it because of the X-Men, not because of Deadpool. Because the X-Men are in it. Because of Wolverine. That's why. That's it. That's explained. Wolverine. That's why. Okay. Hey, if you could do a Miles Morales, if you do a Miles Morales movie, Peter Parker has to be out of fresh college by then, man. I'm sorry. He has to be like in his young. It has to be like his
For Spider-Man 4?
If you're gonna do Miles Morales in that universe, Peter Parker has to be.
Honestly, I don't even think the next movie Peter should be in college.
Yeah.
I think they should do I think it would be much more interesting if he was out of like he wasn't going to college yet because he doesn't know what he wants to do.
How does he apply for college? Nobody knows who he is.
Well, I mean they do know who he is. That's how he got an apartment.
That's true. We had to come.
He's just a nobody. That's all it was. It's just that he has no friends or family. People don't know who he is. The Avengers don't know who he is. But like Peter Parker is still a person, like still exists. It's not, you know what I mean? Like he has ID cards, he has things. He was doing his GED, so I think it's more interesting if he was not was in college.
Passed.
Well, yeah, at the ending you could see the books, so I don't know. He probably did pass.
Tom Holland's too old to be Spider-Man. He knows it.
Too old to be Spider-Man.
I mean,
no one is really too old to be Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire was what?
And to be honest, that this is the criticism so many people have of the comic right now is that Spider-Man doesn't want to grow up. This whole Peter Pan Spider-Man, you're not. I don't know how you could do that maybe in every iteration of a cartoon. But for a live action movie, I think they need to like age up the character.
He's only 27 years old. He'll probably have a movie before 30.
I mean,
right? Like
I don't think it's a big deal at all. His age, like he still looks pretty young. He could probably still pass for like early to mid 20s. And you could skip a couple of years.
You could be in your 30s and 40s and go to university.
Well, yeah, that's well. I'm saying he
Mhm.
doesn't need to go to college right away.
Yeah, it's not like he's in high school where you have to be under 8, where you're like you look like a
I
teenager.
think it's more relatable if he didn't know what he wanted to do now. Like he's
I think
so obsessed with doing Spider-Man because that's the
you
only
see
thing he
Bart doesn't
has.
grow up. Bart Simpson, yeah.
Yeah, but people want to see Spider-Man grow up.
You know what's funny about Simpsons in general? Is everything is connected, it's canon, except they don't grow up. Nobody grows up. Like everything, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
but
like
you can't compare Bart
I
Bart
know.
Simpson to Peter Parker. I don't think that's a fair comparison.
Uh,
Yeah, if anything, yeah, Finbar is right.
this is
He looks too young, but
us. I said,
that's not
you know what?
inherently a bad thing because he's
You know
still
what? You know what?
a
You know
young
what it
character.
was? You know, I kind of agree with Finbar on one point here, but it has nothing to do with Peter Parker. I think it has to do with my point, my view. Nathan Drake.
Well, he
I
was
don't.
not really supposed to even be Nathan Drake, but
I think. Yeah. I don't want. Yeah. I disagree with you on the Spider-Man. I mean, I disagree with you on the Spider-Man thing, Finbar, but I agree with you when it comes to with Uncharted. Uncharted.
I think Spider-Man being
But you
okay.
played Degrassi. You played the game. You love the game. He's growing up in the games.
I mean, I feel like a lot more people want to see an adult Spider-Man. I think that like that's been like you go on YouTube, you go on social media, you go on the comic that they're making right now that is selling out, that is the best-selling Spider-Man comic. It's about him being an adult.
Mm-hmm.
The video game is him in his mid-20s. I don't really understand why Spider-Man, the MCU version, who mind you, their whole pitch was that it was supposed to be Harry Potter. It was supposed to be like Harry Potter. We see him grow up. So why not just continue that? Why is it all of a sudden
And
now it needs to change?
and with Harry Potter, it took 7 books and 8 movies to see him grow up. We're not gonna
Yeah. And the thing is, Tom Holland doesn't, if they are going to introduce Miles Morales, he doesn't need to Peter doesn't always need to be around. I mean, he could still be Spider-Man, but he doesn't need to be the lead.
No, I'm saying yeah. See, that's what Finbar. He's agreeing with you, blinded on that.
Yeah, I don't know what Finbar's talking about because I agree with what he's saying. I just don't
Yeah, he
agree that he
agree.
should be
He
recast.
yeah. He doesn't mind an adult Peter Parker.
I'm saying that the whole Peter Pan Spider-Man is
Then
played out.
the
I'm saying Tom Holland, first off, Tom Holland is 20 something. He does look pretty young,
when in the
but
comics,
that shouldn't like they're I mean, look at what they're doing with what's her name in The Last of Us. I mean, she does not look like a 20-year-old. I'm sorry,
Ellie,
but they're still
Ellie,
going to. Yeah. The actress, I mean.
Bella Ramsey.
Yeah, she doesn't look like a 20 or 18-year-old. She still looks like 14.
Because he wants to start a family with MJ. But Degrassi, buddy, we know when to make the third game. He's coming out of retirement. Let's be honest.
Here's the thing, they don't even need to have Spider-Man retire. Why even he could
Yeah,
just be sweet. You could just have him still be Spider-Man and just not appear.
yeah.
Why does every character need to like I think the whole point of Spider-Man is the fact that he doesn't retire.
This is true. This is
He's
true. He's true. Technically, the blip screwed everything up. He should not be in high school in No Way Home or finishing high school. He should have been out of high school. He should have been in college during those 5 years. Finbar does have a
right.
good point. I mean, that goes not just for him,
But
but just for
that
everybody.
was the kind of the point of the blimp
Yeah,
that it fucked
yeah,
everything up.
yeah.
Everybody's ages and
Yeah.
things like that. I mean, why? And the thing is, why even get rid of that? It's the only interesting thing that happened in the MCU.
I hope
Well,
Spider-Man can
yeah.
make.
I mean, that's the appeal. I don't really. I mean, I get he's
Why don't you
joking,
just
but
go?
I don't really understand. Like, that's the appeal of the
Can you just go
character.
back to Can you just go back to Doctor Strange or Doctor Strange is probably in the Dark Dimension with Clea. Can you just go to Wong and be like, can you give back their memories of me,
Bruh.
please,
Oh man.
please, please? He's right there. I mean, they live in the same city. They're not far from each other. They're in New
Hmm.
York. Just swing there. or just Finbar, right? Finbar, you know, Wong, he could just teleport there. Be like, give back my memories, please.
Hmm.
Yes, like yes. Technically, you're
No.
right, Finbar. Technically, it's like technically you're right. But yeah, but that screwed up everything, and I think in Homecoming, no Way Home, the kids that were like younger than him, they either graduated or were in the same grade as him.
Well, yeah, there was that joke
Yeah,
in
yeah.
remember the one kid, he grew up to the point where he like was completely different
Yeah,
looking.
I am right. Yeah.
And oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, I still, I mean, by the time we keep saying it's too soon for Spider-Man 4, but by the time they start making it, it's gonna be like what, 4 or 5 years since No Way Home.
Yeah, 2021. Yeah, I'm gonna still say 2026.
Yeah, it's probably coming out in
Yeah,
2026.
us.
I think that's a decent amount of time. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just that for a lot of people, time is like weird. People have like a weird
I
perception of time now.
a lot of people say Zendaya cleared her schedule. The 4 year stuff is because of certain actors, Zendaya and specifically Sydney Sweeney. You know, they said the report is because of they'll start filming in October.
Hmm.
October is like 7 months away. They can't. Right. I personally think it's not because of Spider-Man 4. It's because of Dune 3. I think Dune 3. I think they want to
I
get
don't
Dune
think
3.
Dune 3 is coming out anytime soon.
You know, I think. Well, yeah, Denis
No, because
Villeneuve
they have
probably
to end it. They have to. I think they should be aged up a couple of years.
Oh, they will be. They do. They still look like kids. It's amazing. It's amazing. Back in the day, the 90s and 2000s, they look like adults. Now, kids that now that adults are in their mid 20s or 30s look like kids still.
Hmm.
If they start shooting in fall, when do they start writing this? I
Inevitable
don't know.
failure. I don't think they
And
should
James
shoot it this year.
James Gunn turned down that rumor about Boyd Holbrook going to be Two-Face, the Batman 2. You hear that? It was on
No,
Threads.
I told you I don't even know
Okay.
anything anymore.
It was on. So the rumor is a rumor, obviously, that Boyd Holbrook, you know, from Indiana Jones, right? The last movie that came out last year, right? It's going to be
Boy,
Two-Face,
oh wait, the guy who was hold
second
on.
command, the lead henchman.
Oh, he was he in Logan?
Yes, and Logan, yes.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
yes.
Two-Face?
Yeah, so there was a rumor, right? He was
Okay.
going to be, and then James Gunn on Threads, because you know James Gunn, he responds to everything. Says false, it's basically
Oh.
false, and I'm like, you know what?
Well,
Yeah.
we wouldn't hear anything about casting until October.
The Penguin. Yeah,
Well, it's gonna be a while. I mean, they delayed the movie.
You know, there's a reason why. There's a reason why they're not going to announce the casting. They want the Penguin show to come out first.
Well, yes, and they delayed the movie. The movie
Yeah,
is
they
still
delayed the
being
movie.
written.
Because you know why? Because they don't want to announce anything for the movie. Because they want to wait to to your point. Because they want the Penguin show to come out first. Because the Penguin show is going to tie into the movie. It's common sense. Like Marvel did it with their shows, right? When Marvel has some of their shows that tie into the movies, they waited until those shows are finished. They don't announce if those certain characters are going to be in the movies. Right? They waited. They waited.
Right.
Because you think so, huh? Harvey Dent. So do you think James Gunn knows everything? Do you think James Gunn knows everything?
Well, of course, I think he knows everything. He would have to know. He's the head of DC Studios. But I don't know if he knew if that Suicide Squad game was a piece of crap that everybody.
Oh, I
would
deleted off.
not buy.
I deleted it off of my PlayStation. The fucking Joker DLC just turned me off.
That was a joke. That was
Yes.
even worse than the fucking game
Oh, my-
itself. That's how you kill a game. That's how you kill a game.
I don't want to do these stupid
Lie,
side
you
missions.
lie to the fucking your player base.
A fucking boss and Brainiac he gets the second version of Brainiac, right? Because he killed the first one, so the second version uses the Green Lantern
Yeah,
powers, but with a bunch of fucking Brainiac henchmen too coming out. I'm like, what the
but it's
fuck,
not even
man?
just that. There was no story. The story was
No,
all in tapes, and
yeah,
they had like an animated cutscene, and that was it.
I
It's a
fucking deleted.
farce.
I fucking deleted off. I mean, I always could download
Oh,
it
and you
because
have to grind to get the character too.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
free.
I know, I
You
know.
either got to pay $10 or you have to
I mean, I can
grind.
always download it again because it is digital. Because I bought digital, obviously, but I just deleted it.
Yeah.
I know, fuck no. Oh my god! Oh my god! It pissed me off. It pissed me off. You have to grind to get to level rank 35.
Yeah, it's dumb. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know who is at this rate. No one can defend this game, right?
I
How do you lie to your player base by saying that he's going to be a character that you unlock? He's free. Go and play him. There's story. There's no freaking story. They don't, and none
no.
of it even makes any sense. Why is Brainiac, first off, why did Brainiac kidnap the Joker to experiment on him? And why did his version of the Justice League, why did they all fall and fail? There's so many questions that are just not answered because there's no
I
story.
I know.
There's literally no cutscenes.
I know Degrassi's angry at it too.
Well, that's
It,
why I didn't buy the game because I knew that this was the writing was on the wall for this. Warner
oh,
Brothers, for me, they're the new Ubisoft. I'm not going to be buying any of their game anytime soon. I don't care about the Wonder Woman game. That, for all I know, I don't know why people are holding out hope. The last game that they made had
the Avengers game
microtransactions.
is better.
Yeah, the Avengers game is better, which is hilarious.
It's. And you know the one thing the Avengers game and this game have in common? You fight the same fucking enemies.
Yeah, but the thing is, at least when the character came out for the Avengers, it was free, and they
And there's a
also had a
story.
fucking story.
Yeah. Oh, that's just true, Degrassi. I know that's true. I know that's true. Oh my god, this fucking game this pissed me off. I got up to the Joker part. I'm like the boss battle when you have to fight Brainiac. First, yeah,
Yeah,
first he has a shield bar. Then once you break that shield bar, you get his health bar, right? But the only way to break that shield bar is destroying these lantern. He uses his ring to create lantern tanks that shoot at you. But that's not the worst part. It would be easier. It'd be easy. Unfortunately, there's a bunch in that fight, a bunch of fucking Brainiac henchmen, robots shooting at you. Bunch of them.
yeah.
That's a problem. You know how hard this game is so annoying because there's so many fucking robots everywhere. No, everywhere, every mission, so many of them. Uh,
They couldn't even add new enemies.
no, Gotham Knights
Yeah, it's
is
a
a better
farce.
game.
Man, I couldn't even play Gotham Knights, but I bought it though, so I don't know. That's also a reason why I completely forgot about that game. That game is also junk. A lot of junk from Warner Brothers.
And when you go in Earth 2, whatever Earth is, you have like you can't really you don't have like you have unlimited deaths, right?
Mhm.
But you die so quickly because there's like 50, 60, 70, 100 people enemies shooting at you. Or it's crazy. I'm like, we're not fucking Superman. We're fucking human beings.
Yeah,
Like, like seriously.
it's a shame. It's a shame. I mean, I don't even really care what
Yes.
Rocksteady makes next, but uh,
Oh
I
my
mean,
god. You know the crash knows what I'm talking about when that happens, right? When you go to Earth and there's so many. Oh my god. I just got rid of it.
no.
I'm like, no, no. It's it's so annoying, pisses me off, and the story is bad. And I am sorry, I hate that Joker.
Yeah, that Joker is just annoying.
Yeah.
I don't even know how he survived, but he's just freaking a nuisance.
Look, can studios stop doing these loot shooter stuff? Too many studios are falling for this. People
I
don't
think
like
it's
this.
the thing is, I think it's because first off, there's a massive creative problem in the video game industry where I think a lot of people just see whatever's popular and then they just copy that. Which I mean that's a problem with movies too, but I feel like it's more
Yes.
apparent with video games. Where
And
it's just like, here's the template, we could just copy this and money will print.
this is the latest trend right here.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and you could tell a lot of people are not happy with that.
But the thing is, Helldivers 2 is a live service game. People like that game,
I
right? So
guess
it's not to say live service games are all bad. It's the way that it's executed.
I don't want my comic book games to be like that. Like I don't want
No, yeah.
Rocksteady to make games like that. Sorry. I mean, look, the Marvel game, fine.
Well,
The Marvel
Crystal
game,
Dynamics shouldn't have made Avengers.
yeah, that's true. The Marvel game coming out, that's fine because there's a bunch of Marvel games coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, but like,
Well,
Real
right
game-
now, at least Marvel. I mean, Marvel Rivals. I don't like Overwatch, so
yeah,
not my type
I,
of game. But I mean, we have a couple of other Marvel games that are coming out that do look
I probably would have tried
decent.
it. I probably would have tried it if it was coming on console, but I'm not getting it on the computer.
It's gonna eventually come to consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a bunch. They've been working on this for like 5 years now, and it's only being announced now. Nah.
Okay, Swimbar. Um, it's it's just that get rid of this trend, man. It's just I know Tony likes that like the trailer, and I criticize the
I
trailer
like the
because
character designs. I
I
don't
like
care
the
about the gameplay.
I criticize the trailer because there's not a lot of villains involved in that trailer or in that.
Well, there's Magneto, there's Loki.
And that's the problem. You
Yeah,
only can name two.
that's it. Well, they're gonna add eventually more characters because they also have Moon Knight and Thor.
Yeah.
Because I saw RJ showed me. I don't know if I could get in trouble
It's
for this, but
it's just
RJ gave us like leaks before
yes.
they announced the game, and yeah, Moon Knight and Thor is one of the
This
characters
this is
coming.
one of this is one of the strengths Warner Bros. Had over Marvel West, their video game division, and then they screwed it up with Gotham Knights. And seriously, this game, Rocksteady, you were one of the pinnacles of the top studios, making three Batman.
It's not even the same studio anymore. It's
Nah,
different
yeah,
people, and
yeah, same name
you
but
know,
different people.
yeah, the heads
got
of
worse.
Rocksteady left.
Oh my god! I guarantee you, if they kept those same people, they would not make this. And they did Suicide Squad, it would not be like this.
I think it might be over, to be honest. I think Warner Brothers, because after I don't know what David Zaslav, I don't think like they clearly don't know anything what's going on with the video game industry. Because why would you double down on live service games when all the live service games that Warner Brothers had, they haven't been super successful. I mean, they had to pull down
Hmm.
multiverses to revamp it, and now they're rebranding it and doing a marketing push. But who are we to believe that that's gonna come back as a success? Who really knows? I mean, they haven't even added a ton of new characters. I think they only added a couple.
Here's the thing.
So
Here's the thing. Like, blinded. I'm not blinded like you. I'm not. I'm bullish on this. I think this
right.
is. I'm cresting this. Like James Gunn said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do some video games too with it based on the studio." If that's the case, don't do it like Rocksteady does, please.
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't even. I mean, we said that. I at least. Let me correct myself. I said that I didn't think it was possible the ambitions that James Gunn had, because I keep saying, and everybody just doesn't get what I'm saying. If how come Marvel didn't do this? How come we never got games that were connected to the MCU? And I'm not talking about the tie-in games like, Saga was making during Phase 1. I'm talking about
Yeah,
games that were
yeah.
connected to the MCU, that were canon. Marvel never did that.
No.
And I think there's a reason for that. It's because it's too complicated. Games take a very long time to make, and on top of that too,
you have
no
to make
one
it-
really
you-
wants to make a tie-in game to a universe. I mean,
Yes, yes.
that's a big ask.
because Marvel released 2 or 3 movies every year. You can't do it. It's not possible.
Yeah. By time the game comes out, Marvel would have released 10 movies, if not more. Right? We're talking 5 to 7 year
Mhm.
development time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do, here's if I my advice to James Gunn, if you want to do video games with DCs too, don't tie into the universe.
Don't tie
Have, like,
into it, yes. Don't tie into any freaking game into this universe.
This I just do like Insomniac is doing with Spider-Man, kind of creating their little universe. Do something like that, small. Like don't.
The thing is, I mean, what like they even came out recently and said that they're not even interested in making a Superman game.
Yes, and everybody wanted that, right? Is he coming back to Twitter? Let me see. I haven't seen it. Yeah, he is on. He's been posting a little bit more on Twitter as of late. Yeah. Ah, man. See.
Well, I think I've been saying I don't know if this is all going to work out. I really don't. I think every passing day I become more skeptical of this whole idea of
Skeptical, yeah.
rebooting DC and tying everything into one universe and like is this all going to work out? Yes, I remember those games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those are ass. Yep.
Well,
Why even bother?
look.
The thing is,
Superman game.
it's not even about him suggesting. You would think by now that one of their most popular characters who, despite what people say, you can make a interesting Superman game. You definitely can. It's just how you do it, how it's executed, the story, what characters you put into it, the game mechanics. Is it an open world game? Is it a linear game? Is it just going to be, another Batman, Spider-Man clone, or is it going to be something a little bit different? I mean, those are all questions that, pre-production and the creative team asked themselves before
We don't
developing
even
it.
know what's. We don't even know what's going on with that Wonder Woman
No, I have no faith in this Wonder Woman game.
game.
Monolith
How long has
is
it
not
been?
it's been I
It's like
think
3 or 4
did they
years.
announce it in 2021? It's been
Yeah,
three years.
2021, I think.
2021 or 2020. It's been some time now. And the thing is their last game now it's approaching what 7 years? No, 8 years. No, 7 years. Yeah, 7 years, 2017. So I have no clue. Yeah.
15 years. Oh yeah, yeah. Are they afraid of making a Superman 64? Come on, nothing
I
could be
think
worse
they're
than that.
just afraid of making a Superman game in general.
Why? Like, it's not hard. Obviously, you're not. If it's free roam,
Well,
you're
I
not gonna
think
have him fight humans. Obviously.
no, they can have. I mean, the thing is, they just wasted the Brainiac plot on the Suicide Squad game,
Yeah, that's true.
but they could do what's it called? What's that character called? Is it War World? I forget, man.
Warworld, but yeah, I know you're talking Warlord or what?
Yeah, what's that? What's
Mongel?
that? Mong? Yeah,
Yeah, the sister was in the movie.
yes, yeah, Mongal and Mongol or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mongol. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, that could be an interesting character that they could do where he's corrupting. Maybe not. That's kind of cliche, but I don't know. They listen. There's a bunch of comics. There's 80 plus years of Superman stories that you could pull from. If not, you can bring in some contemporary writers and come up with an interesting idea. Maybe it's more of like Superman traveling the cosmos. That's something that we don't normally see. So I mean, who knew? Who knows, right? It's endless in terms of the creative potential. It's just I don't know. Maybe they don't see a market for it. Maybe they don't know what game mechanics would work. I don't know. I mean, and if you think about it too, like how would you even make a Flash game? I don't even know how you would even begin with that.
I think it's gonna be hard to make a Flash game. Um, the way to work around Superman. I mean, I don't think free roam would work with Superman.
Well,
Honestly,
you'd have to do flying.
yeah,
I feel
that's the
like
thing.
flying like in an open world is
I
pretty
mean,
fun.
it is. It's just that I don't want to be like. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't want to be like fighting robbers. You know, in Spider-Man, you fight
Mm,
thieves or people getting mugged, stuff like that. A Superman
right.
game, I don't want to do that because come on, I don't want to fight humans as Superman. It's too OP, man. Like
Hmm.
if you do free roam, you have to the enemies have to be somebody you could take on, right? Like
Right.
I There's a way it could work. It's just that you got to be a little more creative. That suits Superman. Like the
Right.
Flash, you gotta Flash is hard. I think Flash is harder.
Yeah, I don't know how a Flash game would work. I
Yeah.
think honestly, the DC characters, they do seem pretty hard to implement into a game outside of Batman and I mean realistically just Batman. I don't know how the Wonder Woman game is going to work. I assume it's going to be, you're going to have a sword, you're going to have the shield and
Nemesis system. What are you gonna do? Like it's like
yeah, the Nemesis system but
that's like from the Lord of the Ring games.
yes.
Why? That's not why. What is she gonna do? Convince? What's she gonna do? Convince people to join her
Mhm.
side? What the fuck is this? Is she the fucking national truth? They like make them tell the truth. What?
Yeah, I don't we'll have to see. I assume it's going to play like those Shadow of Mordor games, but just with Wonder Woman. That's my guess. I mean, it's, I don't know and that's why I question because I'm like, if you can't, if people are, if they themselves, Warner Brothers, are admitting that they're having a difficult time or they don't know how to develop a Superman game, how is this these DCEU or DCU games that are connected to the DC
Mm-hmm.
universe movies? Like, what are who are those characters going to be about, or what are those games going to be about?
Yeah.
You can't even do the main characters that people love. Like, and that's why it was like, are you seriously going to make? I know he was joking, but I don't.
Degrassi. You know Marvel. You know the same people. I know. I think Degrassi. You know, this, but
Yeah,
you know Marvel. Marvel's the company that did DC Online. It was originally Warner Brothers, but there's a different company now. Daybreak Games. You know they were making a Marvel version, but it got canceled 3 years
yeah, it
ago.
got canceled.
There was legit pictures about it. The problem with this game is it gets it's very repetitive,
Hmm.
and that's why it hasn't adapted well. I mean, it's still going strong. Don't get me wrong, it's still going strong, but it has adapted well to other MMO games like Final Fantasy, even Warcraft is still going strong. Elder
Hmm.
Scrolls. It's because it's too similar. There's stuff that's similar throughout the same game. The game.
Right.
Yeah, I remember Star Trek. I got it for free. Yeah, yeah. There was a Star Wars game. Um, Marvel had a kind of a similar MMO game where you don't play, create a character. It's one of those. It's
Oh,
like
I
yeah,
remember
Marvel
Marvel
Heroes.
Heroes.
I love that game.
Yeah,
That game was good.
yeah, and they lost the studio lost the rights to the game. That's why
Yeah,
they closed it.
it was so good. That game. It was fun. Man, I wish Marvel did something like that again. Bring that back. That was like a fun.
Honestly, I think Marvel should make Ultimate Alliance 4. I don't understand why we haven't gotten that.
And don't make it
Is
just for
it?
Switch exclusive.
I wouldn't mind if it was only on Nintendo, but Nintendo is the one that, you know,
Mhm.
that made that game. They published it. They financed
Yes,
it. So
they waited purposely to release that in 2019 after the Finish Saga. You know that.
yeah, but it makes me wonder, like, how well did it sell?
Uh I bought it. I like the game. I like the game.
I played it, but I didn't buy it.
It's fun. I mean, how long was
I do
that?
wanna buy it though.
How long was that game in between the second? And it was like a long time, wasn't it? The
Yeah, the
second,
second game didn't that come out what 2010 or 11?
yeah, it was like a decade, right? It was almost like a decade in between.
Yeah.
Ultimate one was Doctor Doom, right? If the villain, if I remember,
Hmm.
and two was Civil War, right?
Civil War. Yeah.
And then it's just Thanos. Yeah,
I mean, they could either do a reboot. I think if they do a reboot and they put it on modern consoles and they change the perspective, it could probably do well. But just like keep it sort of similar.
Oh, you know, Lord of the Rings have an MMO game. Had one.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why. I mean, an MMO game would work in Lord of the Rings, obviously, because all fantasy
Yeah. The
games do work.
fantasy elements.
Like, um, the idea it was just that Marvel game, the role play game. What are you going to choose? X-Men? If you choose X-Men, what powers do you have to choose? Are you going to choose mutant? You have to choose mutant, right? If you're X-Men, they automatically make you a mutant.
Hmm.
Is that what you're going to do? Like,
I mean,
is
I
that
still say I would love an X-Men RPG game.
yeah.
I don't know if that. I mean, I doubt that Insomniac game is going to be a RPG. It's probably just going to be like Spider-Man and
Oh, it's
Wolverine,
going to be
but
like Spider-Man. Definitely.
yeah, but just with all the characters and stuff.
You switch the characters during right. It's probably like free roam when
Yeah,
you switch during characters and have their own kind of missions or whatever. Probably like
yeah, that's what I'm
Spider-Man
guessing.
2. Yeah.
Because we know
Spider-Man.
Jean Grey is playable in
Yeah.
Wolverine now, so
Probably like I'll probably say like 5 X-Men are playable max. They're not gonna
yeah, they're
overload it.
probably gonna do all the. They're probably gonna do Storm, Cyclops, Wolverine, Jean Grey, Beast,
Yeah.
maybe
Beast.
Maybe Gambit.
Maybe between Gambit and Rogue, maybe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, probably.
7 would be way too much, right? Like 7, 8.
But the thing is, if you did an RPG, I think there's
Yeah.
more. You could. I think you would have to have a customizable character, but if you make
I
it
mean,
more like the combat plays like Final Fantasy VII, you could switch between the characters. I
I
think
just know
that
one
could
thing.
work.
I just
But
know one thing that the X-Men game will probably come out before the Blade movie.
bro, the X-Men game probably will come out before we even get X-Men in the MCU.
Yeah, I mean we'll get technically we're gonna get it, but I know what you mean. Like their own.
I mean,
Their own
that game
stuff.
is coming out 2032.
Yeah, 2030. Yeah, 6 years. Oh my god, man! They haven't even announced the next. Think that they haven't announced the DLC for Venom 3. Not Venom 3. I mean, Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, yeah. Well, I mean, the DLC leaked, but
Yeah,
no one knows if they canceled it or not. Not the Venom game. There's DLCs for Spider-Man. It was supposed to be Carnage and
yeah.
Beetle,
Beatles coming
and I
in.
think
Wow.
something else. Yeah, there was like 3. It was supposed to be free
Also,
DLCs.
Carnage. So Carnage is supposed to be DLC. I don't know if I want Carnage as
Yeah.
DLC.
Maybe, I mean, maybe not. That's the thing. Like, we'll have to see. Maybe in May we'll learn about this stuff to see.
Maybe
But
Chameleon could be a DLC because he does.
I don't think because it's in the leak. There was like a presentation. I don't
Uh,
remember seeing Chameleon.
uh,
I think
what?
Chameleon is going to be for the 3rd game, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
It's strange. It's gonna be in the movie next in August with oh
Mm.
with Rhino. Oh man, I don't like the
God.
idea of Rhino. Oh my god.
I hope that movie flops, honestly. Waste of potential.
Oh, like Madam Reb. I'll probably do better than Madam Reb. I'll say that.
Probably, but I still think it should bomb. Madam Web, I think, didn't it just end its box office run?
More
It didn't even get to
yeah.
100 million.
No, I think it took like 2 or 3 weeks for it to be on demand.
Yeah.
That's how.
Absolute farce of a movie.
Oh my god. That I don't know if that was a movie, honestly.
Jeez.
Seriously? Oh my god, that was. I still think you know what I'll say this. I still think it's better than Rebel Moon because it actually has a better story.
Bruh. I mean, Rebel Moon Part 2. Oh, yeah. Did we talk about that?
No, I forgot to talk about it. Maybe I purposely forgot about it.
My God, what a crap trailer. That was even worse than the first part trailer. Holy, like, my gosh. Like, they must know no one is going to watch it, right?
Well, yeah.
Because holy crap, you can't get worse than that. Just absolutely boring. Like, oh my gosh, man.
Except for Finbar, except for the Venom stuff.
Oh, but that Venom movie that they're making, the animated movie.
Yeah, animated. Yeah.
That's real, right? That's not like a rumor.
Because Finbar, they don't want Disney.
But the Venom animated movie that's rated R, that's real, right?
And by the way, Tony on the stream a couple days ago is wrong about about the Marvel MCU and Sony deal. It's not Sony. Marvel MCU does not have control on Spider-Man. Sony does. When specifically the
Well, it's
Spider-Man character
split.
Peter Parker. Yeah, split. But Sony has the ultimate.
Yeah, they have the final decision.
Yeah, it's not Marvel Studios. So Tony got it wrong with Spider-Man. Sony's the one that says Peter Parker could be in this film as Spider-Man or whatever in his MCU film, and they can say no. We
Well,
don't
they
want
also
that.
say what characters from the
Yeah.
MCU appear in that movie as well.
Yes, remember, Disney wanted Craven. No Way Home was not supposed to be a multiverse
Yeah.
movie. They wanted Craven, and they told him no because Sony said because Sony had a plan to do Craven film. They didn't announce it yet, but it was in the plan.
Well, if it was up to Marvel Studios, we would have never gotten Toby and Andrew.
Yes.
Because in all honesty, that's what Sony always wanted to do.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think it was. I mean, look, the movie made what, $2 billion. So
Yeah, it made a lot of money.
the thing is, that's why I feel like maybe Spider-Man 4 should have Toby and Andrew again, because they weren't in the movie a lot. I think if you market a movie that has them front and center and they're interacting and they're part of action sequences and they're fighting maybe one villain together, that would make a lot of money.
Do you like the Final Fantasy VII remake, rebirth ending, where you have a bunch of different timelines, multiverse, and you're fighting Sephiroth at the end?
I mean, if the thing is, I think if there's one thing that could make a bunch of money right now, it is if the Spider-Man multiverse stuff.
Yes. I mean,
If you were to bring the animated stuff into the live action or vice versa,
they kind of did.
that movie's going to be
Spider-Verse.
successful.
They kind of
No,
did
but we
Spider-
haven't. No, I'm talking about Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, and
Oh.
Andrew Garfield
Have a
appearing
spot.
in
Have a spot appear in the
Spider-Verse.
MCU. Have a spot appear in the MCU because his little cameo in the Venomverse. Just have Spot appear in Spider-Man 4 and be like, "Oh no, there's a Spider-Man here too. What do I got to deal
Right.
with?" it'd be like
Well, that's what
Tom
I
Holland-
hope the end
Tom-
game is, to do that.
Tom Holland be like, "Hey, how did you get here? Oh, the multiverse. Wait, I thought Doctor Strange closed the multiverse. Doctor Strange? Who?"
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I'm not talking about licensed merch. I'm just talking about the character itself in the film.
Yeah, the film rights and
Yeah.
how they make the movies.
Of course,
and stuff.
Sony needs Disney more than Disney needs Sony, but Sony has up their ass and don't see it that way. That's the
Well, yeah, they think they can run off with Spider-Man and they can make good things without Marvel. The thing is, if they don't get the right people, then no, that's not.
Here's the thing.
That's not the case.
The reason why the Penguin I think is be successful because people love the Batman. Okay, so that's why I
Right.
think Penguin, right? If Batman was not successful, is people gonna have any hopes for the Penguin?
Well, no, if the Penguin was not connected to the Batman, no one would care. It would be like that. Remember when they did oh my God, Alfred had a TV show.
Oh yeah,
It'd be like that, or Gotham. Like, no one would be that interested in it, honestly. Maybe it'd probably have a couple of seasons, but the Penguin is directly connected. It's a continuation. That, I feel like, if the Sony movies were connected to the MCU Tom Holland movies, they might be a little bit more successful. But the thing is, if they're the movies that we gotten so far, that could ruin the reputation of that franchise. So maybe it is for the best. Oh, is your mic muted?
yeah. I muted my mic.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I had to do something very briefly. This is true. There is no Man in Red merchandise out there.
Yeah.
It's fact. Oh my
Well,
god.
they knew no one would buy it anyway. No one even buys the Marvel, the Marvels and like the female stuff from, Disney.
Mhm.
So why would they market, a movie that they don't even make money off of? It's stupid.
Oh man. Yeah, it was that was. I mean, I'll say this: could Rebel Platoon be worse? We'll find out.
I think it will be worse. I don't think any of this. The story Rebel Moon Part One was already bad. Didn't have a coherent story. It was just introducing characters that weren't even interesting. Their stories weren't compelling at all. So,
Yeah.
and the villain, they fought off the villain believing that they killed him, but he's not dead. And now it's just going to be what, an invasion movie where they try to protect the village, which is what it just should have been all one movie cut down to 2 hours and a half. But the thing is, if they did, it would be absolute nonsense because then it wouldn't work. You wouldn't understand the characters and everything because it's just so poorly written. It's just a bad script. Like that's it. And the fact that Zack Snyder, I don't know how Zack Snyder can even continue to make movies like this. Like this has to be like his last movie until I mean like that sequel to Army of the Dead, that might be it. Cuz I wouldn't
Hmm.
trust him with another movie. Like and now honestly it should have been a TV show. Maybe it would have been less or at least it would have been bearable, but I don't know. I don't know. Oh, he's muted again. The Comics Gate? Oh God. Oh God. Zack Snyder making Comic Gate stuff. Or just I don't even know. I don't even know about that. Honestly, he needs to go away. If I had it my way, I Zack Snyder would have to prove himself again. He would have to either make some low budget movie or he would have to just direct and have no input on the script. Because all his ideas, I think, are worthless. This whole Star Wars, rated R Star Wars, it didn't work out. And they should have just released the rated R cut. Stupid. Unless this shit is awful about him that's making the rounds. What happened? I don't know. You're gonna have, please explain Degrassi. I would like to know about that. If you had it, you would end him. Yeah, pretty much. If I was a producer, or I was an executive at Netflix, I would have like binned him a long time ago. What was even the point of making a Rebel Moon video game that's just like a crappy mobile game? And say, oh, the world building is so amazing and it's so great. No, it's not. Stop your lies. Stop your lies. No one was
Oh,
intrigued by any of the world building.
oh, Batman Gate?
Not
No,
Batman Gate. No, 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 no.
no. I was doing fan but I gotta end it here.
Oh, okay.
Blind, go ahead and promote yourself, please.
Yeah, so I have that Alan Wake iceberg video. I have some news on it. I'll probably post in the week. Bad news, unfortunately, but the video is still going on strong. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a movie length video. Um, so yeah, in the opening, I showed it to a couple of people, got some critiques. Very cinematic. So yeah.
All right, thank you guys. I don't know when my next stream is, but maybe Tuesday. Make sure to like,
Okay.
share, subscribe, comment below. Take care, guys.
Peace, guys.